Kicked out of an Uber for kissing. That's what happened to one same-sex couple in Houston. Randall Magill and Jose Chavez shared what they called a quick kiss in the Uber last weekend. Not thinking anything of it, but it was something. Their driver said, quote, "I can't take any more." Pulled off the freeway and left them on the corner of 59 and Newcastle. Uber does have a physical contact policy saying you shouldn't touch or flirt with others in the car. The rideshare service issued a statement saying it does not tolerate any form of discrimination and that an investigation is underway. Now, Randall and Jose are here with us tonight to share their story. Obviously, guys, this was shocking when they kick you out of the Uber. Tell us what happened that night.
Well, we went to hang out with some friends, took an Uber there, as a matter of fact, and at the end of the night, all right, well, it's time to go home, it's late. So we get in the car, and we get on the freeway, we're on our merry way. We begin to recap our evening, oh, I had a good time, blah, 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 whatever, whatever. We're in a minivan in two captain's chairs, separate from one another.
Okay.
So obviously, there's, you know, too much room to be on top of each other.
Right.
Like that. So anyway, we lean in, just kiss, kiss, very quick and short, and as soon as we pull away, the driver says, excuse me, I'm going to have to ask you to stop that. We here at Uber don't allow any kissing, and I think that's kind of ridiculous. Where? Do you have a policy on that? Oh, yes, of course. And where he messed up was he immediately went to, well, I had a straight couple right before you. I had to ask them to stop, too. You know,
And what did that mean to you when he said that to you?
I felt like he was discriminating against us because right away he was like, well, I cannot take you guys anymore. And we're like, okay, if you don't want to take us anymore, just fine. He's like, we're going to pull over. So he pulled, actually not too far from the studio, and right on the feeder of...
Right on 59 Newcastle, he stopped.
Exactly, right down the block,
yeah.
right down
He let us
the
out
box.
in the street. He parked the car, he got out, he opened the door, and he said, get out. And he left us right there, and he took off. It was misting, cold outside, and we had to walk
4 o'clock in the morning
across the side of the freeway to get another car.
Now, Uber is telling us that they've started an investigation into this because they don't tolerate discrimination. Have you guys heard from Uber as of yet?
They called us, and...
Well, we contacted them first.
Yeah.
Okay.
That night we were like, okay, we were a little mad about that, so we contacted them like, hey, is this the policy? Because we actually got another Uber to get home, otherwise we were stranded in the middle of nowhere. And we asked the guy, hey, you know, is this a policy? He was like, no, it's not a policy. You guys, I don't know what he did, but I'm sorry. He apologized on behalf of the other guy. We got home and we called Uber right away. We were like, we filed a complaint. We're like, we just got kicked out. What's the policy? You know, they told us this and this and this. They're like, okay, well, that's not the policy. The lady was very apologetic about it. She was like, it's not the policy. We're going to open an investigation about this.
Randall, what do you guys understand the policy is with Uber? Because obviously they do say no physical contact.
Well, when I spoke with the lady that initially, she told us, and she reminded us more than once, that there's a no-sex policy. Okay, I can understand that.
No sex?
No sex.
Not no physical contact?
Yes, she didn't explain that to us, and I said, I know this call is recorded, so I'm going to ask you now, is there a policy against kissing whomever you're in the car with? And she said, no, sir, there is not.
So what's the next step for you all? What do you take this if you don't get satisfaction from Uber?
We would like for them to at least apologize. The main reason why we started doing this because we feel like there's still discrimination in this world, especially in Houston and other cities. Not just with gay people, just with a lot of communities, and we want to get the word out that it's still happening. We want it to stop, you know, because it can happen to us. Actually, after this story came out, we ran into a lot of friends, and they're like, it's happened to me before, and nobody has ever said anything. So we feel like, well, you know what, we're not going to stay quiet. We want to make sure people know that there are Uber drivers out there that are doing this, and nobody's doing anything about it.
Randall, what would be your advice to Uber in handling a situation like this?
I feel like they should be a little more selective with the people that they're putting behind the wheel of their cars, you know.
Do you think it was more so the company's policy or this guy?
I definitely think it was his. And I mean, not only was he obviously being discriminatory, he was also putting two people in harm's way in an unsafe situation.
Right.
So this is about two different things.
The area you're talking about right down the street is an abandoned area basically after, say, 5 o'clock.
I mean, who knows what could have happened over there? We could have been robbed or, you know, whatever. It was 4 o'clock in the morning.
Well, we want to thank you guys for coming on the show and sharing your story. We appreciate it. Well, this story is getting a lot of attention on social media. Linda says, does Uber enforce that policy with all riders? If so, then I have no problem with it. If not, then we have a serious issue and I call BS. Santressa says, I wouldn't want anyone gay or straight making out in my ride, period. Hashtag get a room. Roderick says, is the policy that no couple should kiss in Uber? If so, I've broken that a few times.